Hi everyone, I'm Bloodthirsty Puppets, and I thought that this week, rather than just giving you a wall of text about all the exciting and cool things that are coming up, that I would just record a vlog and we'll see how it goes. Mostly this is put together because we are going through something really amazing and really cool right now. Myself, and Thirsty, my friend, Bloodthirsty Puppets is a real thing now. Bloodthirsty Puppets, Limited Liability Partnership, LLP, all that good jazz. We're a real legal entity, and it is, I'll state this, fecking terrifying. We are a legal entity, and we have legal documents saying that this thing is real. It's kind of scary, kind of weird, but it does allow us to do the things that we really, really want to do, which includes starting up a Patreon and starting up a Kickstarter. So the idea being that we're going to launch the Patreon to do a couple of pretty main basic things for us. It allows us to pay for the web service, the hosting of the website, which is currently done for free by GV Studios, and we love and adore them, but we would at least like to be able to sustain ourselves and pay them for the service that they are giving us, and we would desperately want that. We would like to also pay for our electricity, our broadband, most importantly to keep the lights on, essentially, and allow us to justify spending all the time writing the law book, writing the law book itself, keeping the website updated, running all the games that we run. Just allows us to do those basic things so we can realise that dream and give you something which you think was really good, something we're very, very proud of, which is our Spice system. Spiced, our role-playing system. It's something we've been working on for over 3 years, and we're now at a point where we are putting this into a book. We have already started converting the very beginnings of the rulebook for the spaced version of Spiced. The system itself is already within a PDF format. We can already kind of give that out, but it doesn't have the finalised art, which is what we would like our Kickstarter to do. So the idea being, breaking it down, Patreon will pay for things like our monthly overheads, basically electricity, allowing us to justify the time that we have, and paying for the website. And we'd like the Kickstarter to pay for the art. We have some very good done by Art Puppet Rose, the actual puppets themselves, which we love and adore, but we would like the front covers and the covers within the sections to be a little bit more detailed. We want to commission an artist to do those, which is kind of what we want Kickstarter for, which is also why we needed to be a business, because we need to have an account to do that, and yeah, you see where we had to do that. But with Patreon, we are hoping that it will allow us to do more things on the website, and as a patron we can give you things like the law book as we convert it into something which is not just a wall of text, something that people can read and be part of and make the decision about whether they want to use it or not. Entirely up to you guys. It allows us to put that up onto the website and people to see that. The same with the rule book. We are basically at a point where we're only fiddling about with phrasing, with how we want to phrase things rather than the actual rules themselves. And the patrons will be able to see that live rule book. It's pretty much there, but just a few minor tweaks and changes. There is something else that we're working on called Secrets and Lies, which is our development blog, which will also go up on the website and also be available to patrons, where we do things like talk about the systems that the system that we're developing, where we're talking about how to start and run up games, how to do how we are coming to the decisions about the different settings we are, like why the Syrian Confederacy works a certain way, or how we think that maybe booze might affect a person, pregnancy, all that kind of good stuff. So they're kind of like behind the scenes things that Thirsty and I do every single week when we sit down on a Monday, sometimes Tuesday, sometimes Wednesday, sometimes we forget or are just too busy. We sit down at least once a week basically, and we hammer out these kind of behind the scenes things, and we thought it'd be cool that some people might want to see how people go about building worlds and systems, and this is what we'd like to do with Secrets and Lies, which will be a very short video each week in theory. Other than that, other than like the legal stuff and all the like the magical like numbery let's get paid stuff, let's put that to one side because no one really wants to talk business and I don't like asking for it. However, we do have some other things that are coming up, which again, if we do get Patreon, we can afford to do and justify to our spouses. We have podcasts incoming. We have 3. Very shortly we will have PG1/Podgate 1 The name is yet to be decided, will be won by whoever puts it up on iTunes first, which is where Tech and I, Tech being my husband, we review Stargate every single episode. Every 10 episodes we're going to have a guest come in and review an episode with us, and the same with finales, and Thirsty agreed that he'd come in and do a couple of those as well. So that's coming up fairly shortly. We also have 2 actual play podcasts. One is a longer campaign which is being run by Tech, which is using our system but using his setting. So we had, Thirsty and I had nothing to do with the setting itself. This basically showcased, let's pick up our system, someone else pick it up and play with it and see what they want to do with the setting, which kind of showing off the versatility of that, and having an absolute blast with a couple of the new cast members that we have brought on to, a couple of the new puppets that we've brought into the Playhouse. I love these 2, they are so funny, and I'm very glad that they've come to join us outside of our normal group, so I'm really excited for you guys to listen to that. We have great fun doing that every week, every couple of weeks when we record it. Also, Thirsty is running one called Tales from Shrino, where we literally just do short 1-shots or 2-shot games, just to showcase the world, the systems, the space system, all the different planets we have. We have over 30 planets, and we kind of taking stories from all over, all different places in society, all different planets, and having an absolute blast with that. And that will get released more as a project thing, whereas the Dark Blow, which is being run by Tech, will be released pretty much every other week. That is the plan at the moment going forward. In the new year, we are having a new game join our roster of Twitch programs. On our Twitch, we currently have Friday Night Spiced, which is set in space, and it runs between 20 and 25 episodes per arc, per campaign sort of thing. We also have Dungeons and Dragons, which is being run on Saturday night, Sunday morning, depending on what time zone you're in, and that's being run by my friend Arch. And we also have puppet gameplay, which is done every month, which is either we sit down and play a retro game or we play something new on an Xbox, which is run with Karim. The new show that we're going to have joining this is going to be set in our new setting, which I'm going to announce when we get to it. And I'm hoping to bring on some players from all the different communities that I'm currently involved in, and that's fingers crossed. Hopefully I'll get those players in, and that'll be a much longer campaign without a specific end, so to speak. It will just be a pretty long going campaign using our new system, new setting. The setting I'm very excited about is the setting that I love and adore the most above all the settings. I'm very excited that I get to play with these guys, provided all of them manage to be able to make their time commitments. But that'll be joining us in the new year on Twitch. The book itself is going really well. The book itself is going really well. We've got the first part of it dealt with pretty well, and I'm currently moving on to things like the races in the backgrounds and stuff. So it's getting there. It's getting to the point where I actually could go hit print on my printer and actually have a decent size of the book. I'm kind of scared by it, really. I'm just missing the artwork, really, and having finished it. That's the other thing I really need to do. Other than that, on Twitch and on various podcasts, you can catch Baylor's Blaze, which includes myself and Thirsty. We play that every other week with a guy named Baylor from B&B Tavern. He lives in America. The other 2 players are both in the UK, and they are Cognitive Merchant, and they are the funniest guys. It is the silliest game, but one that I look forward to every other week when we play it. It's brilliant. Shark Bear Shark is just had me in stitches when we came up with that. It's so good. I would definitely recommend going to check that out every other Thursday, which we run off of the B&B Tavern's Twitch channel. Speaking of Twitch, myself, Thirsty and Tech are involved in a game on Skagos channel every Sunday night called The Beyond. It's a horror survival type game where we use Skagos' own system called Strain, which, much like our system, relies heavily on narrative. It relies massively on roleplay. There's very little mechanics, and it definitely meshes with the way that the 3 of us game. It's a horror game. It's very fun. It's very dark, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty moving, unless I rage about the jazz. I would definitely recommend going to check out Skagos' channel. You'll understand what I mean about the jazz. It's no poking at him, it's just, please go and check that out. I think that's probably me with the babbling done, actually. I think I've covered pretty much everything, so thank you for bearing with me if you've gotten this far, and we will catch you on another time. Time at the bar, bitches. Laters.